Welcome back, fight fans, casual viewers, and anyone who accidentally clicked this because you thought it was a tutorial on how to tie your shoelaces. Today, we're diving deep into the glorious mess that is Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., or as I like to call it, the fight where time forgot. Jake Paul is once again stepping into the ring with a fighter who's seen better days, probably back when flip phones were still a thing and before TikTok was the sound your watch made. Let's get this straight right off the bat. Jake Paul is the king of picking opponents who peaked before social media was a thing. Seriously, his matchmaking is like someone raiding the legends on life support aisle at the boxing clearance store. And this time, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a fighter whose best years were when Pokemon cards were still worth something. Remember when Chavez Jr. lost to Anderson Silva in 2021? Yes, that Anderson Silva, the UFC legend turned part-time boxer, who at 4-6 looked like he was on a mission to prove he still had knees under all that chalk dust. Silva outboxed Chavez Jr., which is the boxing equivalent of a guy on a unicycle beating a Ferrari in a drag race. It was wild, it was sad, and it was a moment Chavez Jr. officially became a cautionary tale about holding on to past glory. Meanwhile, Jake Paul beat Silva afterwards, making it painfully clear that Jake's career trajectory isn't up, it's actually a weird kind of reverse moonwalk into irrelevance. The guy's basically collecting former fighters like Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, but none of them are shiny. The press conference face-off was something else entirely. Chavez Jr. looked like he was auditioning for a remake of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, totally spaced out, eyes glazed over, like he just remembered he left his stove on. You could almost see the smoke coming out of his ears. It was less ready to fight and more ready to nap. Honestly, if you blinked, you missed a moment he probably zoned out and started daydreaming about his next meal. So here's the million-dollar question everyone's secretly asking. Can Chavez Jr. roll back the clock, find a few gears, and maybe sneak a win over Jake Paul? Realistically? Nah. That's like asking if your old Nokia phone can suddenly run the latest iPhone apps. Technically possible with some magic, but probably not gonna happen without a meltdown. Chavez Jr. has all the tools somewhere buried under layers of ring rust, questionable decisions, and the eternal cloud of I should have retired 5 years ago. It would be amazing to see him light up the ring again, but I'm not holding my breath. On the other hand, Jake Paul, his last 2 fights have been the boxing equivalent of watching paint dry. But worse, because you expect a little more action. He knocked out Mike Perry, a guy who looks like he trains by throwing punches at a pile of old pizza boxes. Then he took on Mike Tyson, not at his peak, not even close to it. But Mike Tyson, the legend, now almost 60, looking like he was just out there to remind us all how good he used to be. That fight was less boxing match and more family reunion with punches. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out how that got sanctioned. So what do we have? 2 fighters going backwards at the same time. Jake picking opponents like he's playing a video game on easy mode, and Chavez Jr. trying to find the cheat codes for his own career revival. It's like watching 2 ancient ships crash into each other, but neither one knows how to steer. My prediction, Jake Paul takes it on points. He'll probably land a few big shots, get the crowd going with some signature flexing, and remind us all that his greatest skill might just be promotion. Chavez Jr. might flash some moments, but mostly he'll look like he's trying to remember what day it is. And the pay-per-view? Yeah, expect it to do about as well as a reboot of Friends that nobody asked for. There's just no buzz, no heat, and frankly, the boxing community is collectively sighing into their protein shakes. But hey, if you do watch it, bring snacks, comfy pants, and maybe a pillow, because the excitement will probably hit about as hard as a feather duster in a hurricane. So what do you think? Will Jake keep his streak alive? Can Chavez Jr. surprise us all and remind the world why his name was once so feared? Or is this just another chapter in the ongoing saga of why are we watching this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, keep your gloves up, your expectations low, and please, someone save boxing from itself. Peace out, and don't forget to hydrate. You'll need it after this one.